Colombia, Greece. Welcome, everyone. The wonderful thing, everything we do at Chopra from the health perspective is based in the foundation of Ayurveda, the healing system of Ayurveda that's based on the laws of nature. And so the natural laws apply everywhere on the planet. It may be a different time of year where summer falls for you, but we can still use these principles no matter where we live. So that's, the value of these Ayurvedic practices and tools. And where I am right now in carefree Arizona, the heat is on, and it's full on summer, and in California and in all the northern hemisphere, right? The days are getting longer. We're coming up to the summer solstice. Some of you may still be, going out of spring and summer is coming. So again, just listening and being aware of what's going on around you and knowing how to stay balanced, your body will tell you, right? And we all have different mind-body types. And so some people may be feeling hot when it's 80 degrees, and other people may still have sweaters on. So honor whatever your body is telling you. And when you are feeling hot, then the tips I'm going to talk about today will help you. And again, I like to make these healthy habits and tips really practical for you, and they don't have to take a lot of time, and will help you stay balanced whenever summer or warm weather is upon you. So today I'm in carefree Arizona, and we're at the Chopra Whole Health Retreat. So you can see it behind me, our backdrop, and I know it looks backwards for you, but I love seeing your comments and your questions, so I'm going to keep it in this view so we can interact. And if you don't know what our Chopra Whole Health Retreat is, go to chopra.com and look at our events, and you can see all about it, and you can read all about it. But it's essentially an Ayurvedic immersion and cleanse, and helps to reboot body, mind, spirit, and really reconnect to that inner healing ability that we have. And actually, when we're doing these cooling tips, we're helping to remove some of the excess heat that's accumulating in our system that actually may be interfering with what our body's trying to do. And so everything about Ayurveda is really helping our body to do what it's trying to do, but sometimes things are getting in the way. So so check out Chopra Whole Health Retreat. And I'm just going to flip the camera just for a second, if I can. Oh, now the little icon. Oh, here, is this it? All right, I'm just going to show you the room that we're in, where people listen to our classes and lectures. And there is Becca, our social media director. Say hi. Hi, Becca. She's sitting in our back jacks there, showing love to you, Becca. People are showing love. And this is where our guests sit, and every day we have tea in the back, water, which is really important, hydration if you're, in warm weather. I'm going to talk about that. And our guests, have these comfortable seats to sit in while we are doing our educational sessions. And I'll flip it back here, because, a lot of the tips that I'm talking about today, these are things you learn during the Whole Health Retreat. So not just having a retreat and coming and rebooting, but also having tools that you can take home with you. And I love sharing these for all of you that are out there to, just start implementing in your home, wherever you are. And I see some questions about our Ayurvedic training. And so if you're interested in that, again, also you can go to chopra.com anytime and look at our teacher trainings. And we do trainings on Ayurvedic health and also primordial sound meditation teaching. And that's another way for you to potentially just learn more to deepen your lifestyle practices and your meditation practice. And if so inspired, become a teacher with us, or a coach even. So, oh yes, I see some of you are in our Chopra family. Love and miss you too. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Dan. Hi, everyone out there. Okay, so let's get started on practice balancing tips for staying balanced in the hot weather. So one thing that you may already know, but I'm going to emphasize, is hydrate, because we get, whether it's dry and hot, like in the desert where I am right now, or whether it's tropical weather, you may still be sweating a lot, right, which is great and detoxifying, but you can lose fluid that way. So regardless of that dry heat, moist heat. You always need to hydrate a lot when you're in really warm weather. And so water is great and very cooling, right? Water is very cooling for that heat that's getting turned up in the physiology. So you want to drink lots of water. And another way to make the water even more cooling from an energetic perspective, and in Ayurveda, if your mind-body type is already a little fiery, the Pitta, I would recommend this. We can add mint, so you can take fresh mint leaves and put them in your water. So here we have these wonderful huge water bottles that I fill up a couple times a day. And if you're carrying your water bottle around with you, you can drop some mint leaves into there, or even a mint tea bag. Get a good organic peppermint tea or mint tea of some kind. Mint is cooling and refreshing, and so you can just put a bag of tea into your cool water, and it's still going to infuse that sort of cooling energy. You can throw mint on your summer salads. We're going to talk about food in a second. And you can also, here's another cool tip, take some mint tea bags, soak them in a little bit of cool water in the evenings, at the end of your day. You may notice, and especially in an Ayurvedic perspective, heat can accumulate in the eyes. And so that pitta energy, that heat, we can, have irritation and even dryness in the eyes as it heats up. So you can take some of these tea bags, soak them in a little bit of water. Yes, spearmint's okay as well, somebody was asking. And squeeze it out, and then just put the tea bags over your eyes. And that will draw out some of the heat and kind of cool down the eyes where, again, heat can accumulate and cause problems. In fact, if you live in a really sunny, hot climate all year, that's something you can do as just a daily, regular, healthy habit, daily practice, just in the evenings. It gives you a chance to lay down and rest. And rest is also very important, when it's hot and the days are long and chances are you're very active, a little bit more so in the summer, then it gives you a chance to give the body some rest. When you're laying down with your little mint tea bags on your eyes, you can do the same thing. So someone's asking about how long. 5 or 10 minutes is great, as much time as you can. I'd say minimum of 5 minutes, also to give yourself that deep rest. The other thing you can do to add in additional cooling when you're sitting there with your tea bags is doing some cooling breath, which I'm going to demonstrate in a bit. So you're laying there with your tea bags on your back. Great time to utilize, so all of these practices can be done together, so they don't have to take a lot of time. So this is a great time to utilize cooling breath to facilitate further cooling, letting go of that heat that accumulated during the day. We don't always correlate this, but activity creates heat in the body. Exercise, just all kinds of movement. And so we need to balance that with rest and doing some cooling at the end of the day, especially in the summertime. So I'm going to show you a cooling breath a little bit later. But the other thing you can do beyond the tea bags is, we all see this in the spa, pictures, is cucumber over your eyes, a little slice of cucumber, but that as well is very cooling, and that it works. And again, along with a lot of the other things you'll be doing to stay cool, it's one additional practice you can do. So you can cut up little slices of cucumber, same thing, 5 or 10 minutes while you're laying there. You can be doing some cooling breathing and even meditation. You can be using a mantra or listening to one of our guided meditations on our Chopra meditation and well-being app. And, that's a great way to unwind and cool yourself down in the summer. So let's talk about, so we talked about rest. We talked about a few little cooling things you can do with your water to add even more coolness. And also sleep. So you want to make sure you're getting plenty of good sleep. Now, for many of you, the days are longer, so maybe you're staying active into the evening hours, 8, 9 o'clock. So sometimes bedtime is a little bit later, but you still want to try to maximize your healing by getting to bed by around, usually we say 10 to 10:30, maybe it's 11, during the summer, but try to do that as much as possible, because then you're really healing, detoxifying during that, 10 to 2 a.m. time period. So sleep, you want to restore yourself. Otherwise, you can easily burn out and get fatigued in the summer. I know I lived in Southeast Alaska for 4 years and traveled around the state. So I know for those of you who live close to the poles, in your summer, the days can be going into 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. or maybe the sun doesn't set or, for very long where you live. And, again, sometimes when we're adjusting our daily routines around nature, maybe for you being very active, I know I had a friend who said she loved to garden in the summer and she would garden up until 2 a.m. And that might be okay because then the rest of the months of the year when it's darker, that's when your body is restoring and resting. So always, think about what's happening around you in your climate and your environment, and you can align with that and stay balanced, right? As long as, again, the practices you're doing during that time, honoring the fact that I'm having increased activity, I'm staying up later, so during my day, I'm going to infuse some of these practices so that I don't burn out and get too hot. So let's talk about food, because that is a really good way to cool yourself down in the summer. And oftentimes when we're more active and just because the sun is warmest, that time of year, our fire, our Agni or digestive fire is strong. So you may notice your appetite's a little stronger in the summer. And so we're always adjusting to what's happening and what our body is telling us. In fact, doing the exact same thing all year round is oftentimes what's getting people out of balance. We think, we have this really strict routine, but yet we're still out of balance. Just bring some awareness to, is your body sending you different signals during the different times of year? And in the summer, if your appetite's stronger, maybe you're eating a little bit more during that time before you're feeling full and